Hello guys, welcome back to my channel once again, and today we're going to be talking about Canada. You're going to be talking about Canada. You know that in the past we used to hear about Canada as a place that was looking for immigrants. We used to know about Canada of a place that is, in search of skilled workers, immigrants who will come and occupy the workforce, who will come and relocate and all those kind of stuffs. But today, all these things are diminishing. In the past, there used to be this visa lottery and all that, US, Canada, blah, 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 in those days, and people were rushing it and also getting it. So, but today, because of the influx of immigrants into these countries, these things are fading away. Life is no longer the same when we were small. All right. So, as it stands now, that dream of you going to Canada, by all means, including through visa of a student, funding your students, whatever, to go to Canada, all these dreams are going to be cut short, okay? Because a lot of people have even gone there. People who have no intentions of going to school have gone there and blocked those roads that you are supposed to use. You, as a genuine student, some of these things has been compromised by others who are richer than you. Okay, Nigerians, other foreigners in Canada are at risk of losing jobs as Prime Minister moves to reduce the number of foreign workers. So they said these spaces that were there in the past, whereby the Canadian government was looking for people to occupy this workforce, they say these places have been filled up and people are now still coming in. So they are now tired of immigration. The same thing happening in Europe today. Now, let me tell you something about abroad that everybody wants to run away from in Nigeria. A time will come whereby these countries will limit, they will set the limit of how many people would enter their country every year. And that is what Canada is also going to do. So when these things happen, I believe maybe that time is when Nigerians will realize that they need to repair their country. We need to focus there and tackle whatever the problem is head on. Okay, until that, maybe we'll continue to adjust. Now, thousands of Nigerians and other foreigners residing in Canada are at risk of losing their jobs as the country's Prime Minister Justin Trudeau announced his intention to implement stricter rules to stop recruitment of non-Canadian job seekers. Did you get that? So anybody at this point in time telling you, oh, I have this particular visa, I have this opportunity in Canada waiting for you to relocate, pay me so amount, pay me this, pay me that. Tell the person to prepare everything. There was a man that they brought to me, my friend, they trust people. But when it has to do with travel, I don't trust anybody. Okay? Now, let me tell you what happened between I and that man. He brought a contact and said, oh, this one is short contact, blah, 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 blah. I said, okay, no wahala. Oh, yeah, how do we do? He said, pay you 1 million first, blah, 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 blah. I said, okay, I'm not paying a dime. Let's go for an agreement. Bring lawyer. Let me bring lawyer. Let's set out land. You see, property. Let's bring property. So you bring property, I bring property. So if I give you this money and you forfeit it, you don't fulfill it, then I take the property. That is the only way. Let me tell you that today. If anybody wants to do visa for you, tell them property. Let them bring it. You sign it. They bring lawyers. They will sign. Everybody, you have a bond. So if he succeeds in taking you to Canada, you pay him the money. Or even if you pay him the money and he's not able to refund, then the land belongs to you. Chicken, case closed. It's signed and sealed. So no stories. You understand? So they said that the Prime Minister made this known in a post he shared on Twitter on Wednesday, saying, we are going to have fewer temporary foreign workers in Canada. We are bringing in stricter rules for companies to prove why they can't hire Canadian workers first. he added. Now, one of these reasons why they may not be hiring Canadian workers may be because they will pay the normal wage, you know, they will pay the normal salary to these Canadian workers because these are the owners of the land. These are people who grew up here. These are people who knows how it works. But for example, if I'm favored to get to Canada now and I don't have job and I'm looking for anywhere to just hold something that will give me survival, in a company, for example, where they are paying $500 Canadian dollars, if I go there, they will tell me that they are going to start me with $300 and I will rush that very job. You get? So that's the difference. But original Canadians, you have to start them from $500, for example. Okay? So these are the reasons why they may not likely be hiring Canadian workers. All right, but Justin Trudeau, who is their prime minister, have said that they are going to reduce the number of foreigners. So once that is done, you have no other option other than to hire Canadians. The announcement comes barely 2 months after the Immigration, Refugee and Citizenship Canada, IRCC, ended a visa to work permit policy. Can you hear that? Ended a visa to work permit policy. The policy was introduced in August 2020 to assist visitors who were stranded due to the COVID-19 travel restrictions. Initially scheduled to expire on February 28, 2025, they couldn't wait till the expiring date, 2025 or February 28. The policy provided a crucial avenue for foreign nationals like Nigerians to obtain legal work status without leaving Canada. However, the IRCC decided to terminate the policy in August this year, citing concerns over the increasing number of temporary residents and the need to protect the integrity of the immigration system. While the temporary policy was set to expire on February 28, 2025, the IRCC is ending the policy as part of our overall effort to recalibrate the number of temporary residents in Canada and preserve the integrity of the immigration system, the government of Canada have stated. Meanwhile, the Canadian government had earlier confirmed that over 71,459 Nigerians became citizens between 2005 and 2024. Wow, that's a huge number, almost 100,000 Nigerians. With still many more migrating to the country on daily basis. They say the way Nigerians, they rush Canada. This number ranks Nigeria 10th among countries of birth for new Canadian citizens. According to IRCC data, while new Canadians hail from at least 196 countries and territories, the top 10 countries contribute nearly half of the new citizens. Do you see that? So they are trying to reduce the number of migrants in their countries. Let me quickly take you on this video so you hear from the horse's mouth. I don't want to make up stories.
When it comes to Canada's permanent immigration targets and aligning them to our economic needs, I'm here to announce and confirm that the current plan reduces next year's projections from 500,000 permanent residents to 395,000, a net reduction of 105,000 permanent residents immediately in 2025. After that, in 2026, a progression down to 380 to stabilize the numbers at 365 in 2027. The lower permanent resident targets, as well as the temporary resident targets that I will speak to in some length in the next few minutes, will have and are expected to impact the housing supply gap by about 670,000 units by the end of 2027. That means that we will not have to build an additional 670,000 housing units by that time. This is significant.
All right, so that is the update right there, okay? Let me know your opinion. If you want to send money, please use this app. I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to use my promo code there to get €5, okay? For those using euro, for those in Europe. £5 for those living in the UK. $10 for those in Canada or USA, and 25 AED for those in Dubai. Okay, so which means that this may lead to deportation of people whose what would I call it? Whose visa to work permit policy may, impact through these options that they are taking right now. A lot of people are going to be impacted. So if you are looking for a country to migrate to now, I'm not sure whether it is Canada. You see, so things are changing seriously. Everybody needs to repair their countries. Like we have been running away from Nigeria. If we continue to run like that, one day we'll meet a brick wall. With the way things are going in Europe, America, Canada, everybody wants to protect their land now because foreigners have taken over almost all the jobs in these countries, and people still keep trooping in. So what are they gonna do? They will limit the number of visas they issue at embassies very soon. Then you understand what it means to, fight to get some kind of sanity in your country. Thank you and God bless you. Please help me share this video.